Welcome to the 48th Annual Outstanding Mother Awards. Today, we gather to honor Jennifer Foyle, President and Executive Creative Director of American Eagle and Aerie. Denise Majid, Chief Merchant of Bloomingdale's. Jill Hazelbaker, Chief Marketing Officer and Senior Vice President, Communications and Public Policy of Uber. Ciara, multi-platinum Grammy-winning global superstar, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and cultural icon. And rock star mom, Gisele Bellows. Now, please turn your attention to the screens as we celebrate 48 years of honoring mothers.
I haven't had my picture taken this many times since my son's bar mitzvah.
Everyone always asks, how do you do it? I'm like, am I doing it?
It would have been wise to consult my children about this beforehand, but since you didn't, I will abscond with it before they ever know it even happened.
Without missing a beat, my 13-year-old daughter said, seriously? They didn't even ask us.
I told my kids I was getting this award, and they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm getting this award, so don't do anything bad on Thursday.
There isn't a day that goes by when I'm walking the streets of New York and someone stops, points, and shouts, "Hey, you mother."
I couldn't be more excited to see what the next decade's gonna bring in terms of bringing more power to women.
You know that statue of Atlas? There's one, over in Rockefeller Center of that man holding up the world. Why is that a dude? That should be a woman.
What I want most is to share and convey to my children the devotion and unparalleled love I feel for them. And I know for certain that I am not alone.
You two are my best friends. Yep. And you bring me the most joy and love in my life. Are you crying? Oh my goodness.
My daughter would say, Mom, I'm done. I'm done. Can you wipe me now? I'm like, this is motherhood.
But I will say it again to anybody who's got teenagers, 2 words to help you through the teenage years: boarding school. Might be a 3rd word, Chardonnay.
There is one woman in this room who deserves this award far more than me, and it is my mother.
Mom, get your tissues. I'm here because of you.
It is the knowledge that I always had the true definition of unconditional love from my parents that has made me the person I am today.
She was my first and remains my most potent role model.
I learned many lessons from my parents, but one of the most important lessons is to believe in yourself and to follow your dreams.
It was Mom who taught me that a book can take you anywhere, and education is the way to blaze your own path.
And lastly, and most importantly, you can't be an outstanding mother without an outstanding child.
As I've always said to you, you are my best product launch.
As my children know, my severest fashion critics, and I wouldn't get dressed without them.
My daughter at the age of 11 could make me change my clothes by looking at me and saying, "Are you sure you want to wear that?"
My daughter the other day, who's getting married in the fall, said, I'm thinking I just want to have 4 babies and do it right away and get it over with. I was like, it's never over with. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna hold the plaque over their heads every night. I just point at it all the time. I just remind them that I'm outstanding.
It's a lesson for all of us to keep moving forward no matter what, to work and fight and share stories and give of ourselves like we're doing here today to ensure that no kid goes hungry. Because together we can make a difference if we do as Dory says, if we just keep swimming.
Now, please turn your attention to the stage to welcome our Mistress of Ceremonies, partner and vice chair of Concello, board member at VF Corporation and Fanatics Incorporated, and 2010 Outstanding Mother Honoree, Mindy Grossman.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's incredible to see such a great turnout, and more important, to see people who've been coming year after year. And now it's the 48th annual Outstanding Mother Awards Luncheon, and a day that we will all always remember. We're also thrilled to be here to celebrate our inspiring honorees, who have all successfully not only built amazing careers, but they were simultaneously nurturing their families as well as helping to improve the lives of people within their communities. Now, before we begin our program, I want to share something personable, how much this event and today means to me. When I was honored at this very event in 2010, I haven't seen myself look like that in a long time. Unfortunately, I had lost both of my parents who had adopted me when I was 3 days old, and they passed away within 60 hours of one another. And I honestly didn't know if I could handle being here that day. But I came because I realized, as women, we are the ultimate caretakers. Yes, we're moms to our children. Many of us are wives. We show up for our work, but we're also daughters. And I had been a caregiver for my parents for many years. I wanted to honor them that day, not just myself as a mother or as someone focused on business and life. And by coming, I was able to speak about them, about my daughter, about my family, about impact altogether. So that is the truth I think every woman in this room knows. We're mothers and daughters at the same time. We carry both. It's part of who we are, and it's the spirit that brings us together this day. And in that spirit, we are very proud to be donating the proceeds of this year's luncheon to No Kid Hungry, which works to eliminate food insecurity for children across the U.S. I'd also like to remind you that we will be sharing photos of today's event on Instagram, so if you'd like to be part of the conversation, which you should, please find us at Father's Day, Mother's Day, and use the hashtag #OutstandingMom, and we encourage you to share your photos and be sure to tag us. So now I'd like to introduce and I'd like to welcome Nance Hastings, chairperson of the National Mother's Day Committee.
Thank you, Mindy. Mindy's so important part of our community, and we're thrilled to have you today. Welcome back for many of you, and welcome to those of you who have never attended our luncheon. We're thrilled to have you. And we wanted to talk a little bit, just very briefly, about who we are. We are the Mother's Day Council, and we are part of the Father's Day and Mother's Day Council, which is a larger organization that is a 501c3 charity that raises funding during the annual luncheons and funnels it through meaningful philanthropies dealing with issues for mothers, fathers, and children. I'm thrilled to say that we have raised almost $40 million, which is so impressive. As Mindy mentioned, No Kid Hungry is this year's recipient. And this is our second year with No Kid Hungry, and I can honestly say we fall deeper and deeper in love with this team and the work that they do, and I can't wait for Ann to share all of that with you. But before we get that, this is only possible with the support of our sponsors. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our Diamond and Platinum sponsors. So Macy's and Bloomingdale's, thank you so much. American Eagle Outfitters, thank you, and Uber. And also for our honorees, they've each received a lovely bouquet from Urban Stems as well as a beautiful gift bag from Guerlain. So thank you to those as well. So you're probably wondering, well, what's in it for me? Well, if I told you that when you leave here today, you'll receive a $1,000 gift bag that you can use however you want, possibly to gift to a mom or two, as well as right outside, we have an Uber Eats truck that will be giving out a bouquet. So that's also another option. So I'll ask you, what do I need from you? Keep your mind and your wallets open because we have a lot of wonderful auction items to bid on. And we have such an amazing community. And a lot of our former honorees are with us today. I'm going to ask these beautiful women to please stand. So Nancy Berger, Elizabeth Buchanan, Mindy Grossman, Jane Hansen, Lizanne Kindler, Liz Rodbell, and our Lori Singer. I'm so thrilled to say that our moms keep coming back to our luncheons because we have created such an amazing community. And the reason why we have created this community is because we have the absolute best committee. So my Mother's Day committee, please stand up. Your names are behind me. I'd like to thank our subcommittee chairs, Stacy Burns, Nancy Feldman, Katie Glowski, and Colleen Scanlon. This is a lot of work that we lovingly do, but we're such a strong team, and I'm so appreciative. I'd also like to thank Matthew Youngs and Joan Moore, who make the magic happen for our organization. And we have so many volunteers, and they were tirelessly working to get you all in on time, and I just can't thank them enough for all their hard work. So as I mentioned earlier, No Kid Hungry is the recipient, and we have just a short overview of the work that they do, and then I'll come back up so I can introduce you to our special guest.
This is a message from the largest childhood hunger campaign in the U.S. Millions of kids nationwide live with hunger. That's a problem we know how to fix. It's a miracle.
We tackle the root causes of hunger
by advocating for better laws and protecting benefits and food assistance programs. We help communities feed kids. Kids who depend on schools for meals and in the summer.
We believe
that 3 meals a day are essential to a child's health and happiness. That we should feed every kid, regardless of income.
That when we support kids,
we're supporting our collective future.
Our mission
is to end childhood hunger, and we need your help.
Last night, we were able to be a part of the No Kid Hungry Gala, and I can say to you that they're very appreciative of the funds that we raise during this very special luncheon honoring these very special women. The thing that resonates for me, and I'm sure will resonate with all of you, is the fact that hunger with kids is fixable. And we can do that. And it doesn't matter what your affiliation is. This is something that can unite us all and bring us all together, because there's no reason why there's 1 in 5 children in New York City and across the country that has food insecurity. And I would love to invite Ann Philippic up to the stage. She's our partner. She's the CEO of Share Your Strength. They do amazing work, and we're so thrilled that you and your team are here with us today.
Well, hey everyone, good afternoon. It is such an honor to be with all of you today. And I want to say congratulations to the amazing honorees and a special thank you to the Mother's Day Committee. I've had a chance to get to know these folks over the last year or two, and it's just such a beautiful thing to see the way that they use their platforms and their connections to lift others up, whether it is the honorees or the kids that we support through our work at No Kid Hungry. And thank you to all of you. We know all the demands you have on your time, and it's really an honor to have you here and to have you supporting our mission of ending childhood hunger in the United States. And I can tell you that this work has never been more urgent. You know, we've often said in the United States that hunger is just a crisis away for millions of Americans. A lost job or a car accident or a hospital stay. But today, now, with costs rising, with the social safety net eroding, hunger isn't a crisis away. For so many families, it is a utility bill away. And today, as Nance shared, 1 in 5 kids in this country face hunger. That's 14 million kids. And that's a number that we know, unfortunately, is actually going to go up because of cuts that Congress made last year to programs like SNAP. So we're going in the wrong direction, unfortunately. And kids need a safety net. We often use that term. But if you think about what a safety net is, kids need a safety net that actually functions like one, that is strong, that's connected, that is built around the way that families actually live their lives. And that means that nutrition programs and income boosting strategies are working together. So we're not just feeding kids today, which is important, but doesn't ultimately solve this solvable problem. It's about building economic mobility for families. And the work that we're doing is building towards a future where kids start their school day with full bellies so they can learn and grow into their full potential. And it doesn't require a workaround for that to happen. So their parents don't find out in the grocery store checkout line that their SNAP benefits have expired. And so that a new mom can get help connecting to job training and childcare and enrolling in WIC. These programs are simple and dignified and predictable for families. And all of this, when we can create that future, that will add up to kids getting 3 meals a day, every day. You know, I am a mom of 3 young kids myself, and as we are approaching Mother's Day, I think of the hopes and dreams that every mom has for their children. But we know that times right now are tough, and we actually just did some research that showed that nearly half of all moms are saying they're nervous about being able to get food on the table for their kids, nearly half. And that they're making impossible trade-offs to make it possible. Things like skipping medical appointments or going into debt or skipping meals themselves. So that is happening so that moms can get food on the table for their kids. In America today, this is their reality. So moms need our support, especially when it comes to things like affordable food and housing. And so that is why, through No Kid Hungry, we just launched a Mother's Day campaign, and that is lifting up the stories of these powerhouse women, these leaders, not just in their household, but in their communities, and the work that we are doing at Share Our Strength, No Kid Hungry, to lift them up and to help them as they feed our future. Because we know that when moms thrive, kids thrive. And we have a perfect example of that. I'm really excited. I'm gonna hand it back to Nance, who's going to introduce our rock star mom, Gisele, who is just such an incredible and inspiring woman. But I want to say thank you again. Such a privilege to be here, and we are so grateful for your support. Thank you.
So we actually were inspired by our partners at the Father's Day Committee to create an award. They have an award called an All-Star Dad Award, and so we created a Rock Star Mom Award. And with our partners at No Kid Hungry, we selected a local mom from Lift New York, which is a national nonprofit organization that partners with parents to end generational poverty. This year's inaugural Star Mom is Gisele Velaz, who's a senior program manager at Lift New York. And here's a little bit about Gisele.
I feel proud to be a mom because it is my strength. Something that goes unnoticed when you're a mom is how hard you work. It's more than just providing a shelter, clothing, like our basic needs to our children, but it's also about the emotional toll that it takes as well. My journey wasn't easy. Navigating being a single mom with kids that have separate needs and financial difficulties, it was a lot for me. It's that choice of, do I pay my rent or do I feed my kids? Do I pay the light bill or do I send them with lunch to school? There was no giving up. Today, to be able to sit there and look back at all that I've been through and now see myself in the position I hold at Lyft as a professor, now a mental health professional, working towards licensing. These are things that once upon a time felt so far and unattainable. I hope that I can set a stage for them where anything is attainable, anything is possible.
I'm a little height challenged, so bear with me, please. Good afternoon, everyone. It is truly an honor to be here with you all today. Thank you for this recognition. It means more than what I can put in words. I also want to acknowledge the organizations and the partners in this room who continue to invest in families and create real impact. The work you do has made a difference in communities and has had a profound impact in my life, both personally and professionally, and I'm deeply grateful for that impact. Since this is a luncheon, I promise to keep it brief, because if anyone understands the value of time as a single mom of 2 boys, working multiple jobs, so I don't really have free time. I have, how much can I get done before someone needs me time? It's answering emails, paying bills, cooking dinner, helping with homework, solving problems, trying to keep everyone alive, and somehow still being asked what's for dinner. Like I didn't already clock in for my second shift at home. I want to take a moment and acknowledge something that often goes unseen. It's the invisible work of motherhood. It's the quiet sacrifices, the emotional strength, the constant balancing act. It's the work behind the scenes that doesn't always get recognized, but shapes everything. The moment when we feel less than capable, but still find that strength to keep going for our children, even when we put ourselves last. As you saw in the video, my journey has not been a straight line. Between navigating my professional path, prioritizing my mental health, and trying to stabilize basic needs for my family, there were times that I had to pause, reset, and rebuild more than once. But I kept going, not because it was easy, but because I knew there was a purpose in the process. I wanted my children to thrive, and honestly, I needed to remind myself of my own worth, my power, and my value too. I'm incredibly grateful for the support I've received along the way, my family, my mom, the loved ones that I've lost, and everyone who showed up for me, believed in me, and reminded me of my strength when I couldn't always see it in myself. I am also especially grateful for organizations like Share Our Strength and its No Kid Hungry campaign, and Lyft, who supported me during some of the most critical moments in my life. Support is truly life-changing, and I'm grateful to have had it at my time of need, and now to be in the position to help support others. To my sons, to Gianni, my firstborn. At 13, you're already growing into such a strong, kind, capable young man. And having you here today means the world to me. To my little guy, Ryan, even though you're not in the room, you're always with me. And honestly, thank goodness he's not, because he would probably be networking and eating the desserts off of every single table. But the point is, they are both my reason. You are why I keep pushing, I keep growing, and I strive to build something meaningful. And to every mother in here, especially the ones just trying to make it through today, please, please, please hear this. You are doing more than what you think. You are building lives, you're shaping futures, and creating something that will make every hard moment worthwhile. You are strong and you matter. Being honored as Rockstar Mom today is a full circle moment for me, but this recognition is not just for me. It's for every woman navigating life with strength, love, resilience, and determination. Because motherhood isn't just what we do, it's a part of who we are. And that kind of power doesn't just deserve to be seen, it deserves to be celebrated. And if motherhood has taught me anything, it is that in even the hardest moments, we are still worthy of taking up space, being celebrated, and being seen. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Anne and Nance, and congratulations, Gisele. That was absolutely beautiful. And now that you've heard all of that, I'm now going to start giving directions on how we can all support. So on your tables, you'll find a QR code on the card or from the screen behind me. So on this link, you can preview all of the live auction items and start bidding on our silent auction, and there are some really good things there. I'm having a hard time choosing. 100% of the proceeds will go to support No Kid Hungry. So, now kind of a quick word to the wise. If you take a look at one of our live auction items and say, that's above what I could do not worry. Spend your lunch break bidding on the silent auction, because it closes by the end of the event, and you're not going to want to miss out. And for those of you eyeing something big in the live auction, keep your wallets closed, but keep your paddles ready, and hold on to that money until we get started after lunch. And for those of you who have not been to this event before, you will get, and it was mentioned before, an incredible gift bag filled with beauty products when you leave. This year's bag has generously been donated by the sponsors on the screen and valued at over $1,000. So we hope these amazing gift bags will inspire you to bid today. So I want everybody to enjoy just finishing their lunch. Our digital journal will be playing on the screens, and our program will be back with our live auction very shortly. Thank you. I think you heard before, we've already raised $40 million, so let's see how we can impact that even more for No Kid Hungry. So I'd like you to please welcome on the stage my friend, renowned celebrity auctioneer, Billy Harris.
Thank you, Mindy. Good afternoon. How is everybody? I am Billy Harris. Great to be back. I know half the room. First, let's hear it for the Mother's Day Council right now. Big round of applause. Let's hear it for this beautiful day in New York City. Let's hear it for getting the entire Upper East Side into one room. All right, folks, I will be here for about 8 minutes and 32 seconds if I can have your undivided attention. Shh. I'm the king of the shush. So honored to be here. So honored that we're supporting No Kid Hungry. How many of you were at the gala last night? It was great. We raised almost $2 million last night, which was amazing. And this is my 23rd year with No Kid Hungry. So we put a few things together for you fabulous ladies out here. Auction item number 1. We're going to put it up on the screen. This is a little staycation in New York City. 2 nights at the Baccarat Hotel. You get the spa, you get a massage, you get a facial, you get a $500 Bloomingdale's gift card. You get dinner for 2 at Barbudo. You get 2 Broadway tickets to any show at the Friedman Theater. Are you excited about this? All right, let's see how excited you are. I'm going to start the bidding at $1,000. Raise your paddle right now. It's a luncheon. $1,000 opening bid. Can we go to $2,000 right now? It's a little Thursday afternoon luncheon. How about $2,000 for the weekend right now? Anyone want to help out with this? We got a $1,000 opening bid. That's a deal, isn't it? That's a real deal. Can we go to $1,500? Is there a little more money in the room for 2 nights? $1,500 down front. How about $2,000 right now? $2,000 over there. How about up there? $2,500? $2,500 at the top. Is there $3,000? The ladies are up there. They want it at $2,500. $2,500 going once. $2,500, $3,000 from a new bidder right there. Thank you. I'm excited. Do you want to go to $3,500? $3,000 going once. $3,000 going twice. That's pretty good. Let's sell it. Sold for $3,000. Number 745. All right, let's go to Palm Beach. Put it up on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 days, 2 nights at the Colony Hotel in a superior suite. Dinner for 2 at the Colony. A $500 gift card at 5-story. A $300 gift certificate to have dinner at Renato. A $1,000 American Express gift card and $250 from Uber. Who wants this? Start the bidding at $1,000 and that weekend is yours. $1,000 there, $2,000 there. How about $3,000 right now? Up there, $3,000 at the top. Can we go to $4,000? $3,000 up top for the weekend. Going $4,000 down front from a new bidder. Thank you. Is there $5,000? Lunchtime crowds are very different when there's no booze. It's true, right? I'm like, what time is it? 11:30 in the morning? $4,000. You were $4,000, right? $4,000. Is someone want to come in at $5,000, or we're going to sell it to the fabulous ladies over here? $5,000 in the back of the room. Thank you. Is there $6,000? Do you want to spend a little more? Don't look at her. Look at me. Do you want to spend $6,000? They went to $5,000. It's just money. It's $1 a day for 6,000 days. $5,000 in the back going once. $5,000 is going twice. We're going to sell it. Sold for $5,000. Can we get your number? Can we get your number? 109. All right, let's go to Nevis Island. Who's been to Nevis? Anyone want to go to Nevis? Nevis. We also have a trip to Hoboken if you'd like that. We could take you in an Uber. We can go down the turnpike. We could stop at Wawa. Let's go to Nevis. Here's the deal. This is the Four Seasons. It's a 5-night stay in an ocean view suite. You get breakfast and airport transfers. Should I start at 1,000 or should I start at 5,000? I'll start at 1,000, 2,000, 5. Let's start at $5,000 on this. This is a 5-night stay at the Four Seasons in Nevis. Who's going to start the bidding? $5,000 opening bid. I love the upper level. I should just come up there. Is there $6,000 on the trip? And then we're done with the auction. $5,000 up top. $6,000 in the back over there. How about $7,000? Of course it is. It is a $10,000 package. We got $6,000 in the back. Do you want to go to $7,000 up top? They're having a meeting right now. $6,000 is going once. $6,000 is going twice. Are they going to $7,000? 6,000's going. 7,000 from a new bidder on my left. Take the Four Seasons weekend. Is there $8,000 right now? 7,000 is going once. 7,000 is going twice. 8,000 in the back of the room. Woo! Don't look back over there. You could go to 10 grand if you want right now. We got 8,000 in the back, way in the back. Going once at 8,000 to the ladies. Twice at 8,000. Coming in at 9. Pass. Sold to the ladies for $8,000. Well done. Can I get your number, please? Can I get your number? Numbre, por favor. 297. Thank you. Okay, folks. Shh. This one's important. Final auction item. Something we put together. A little unique, a little special. This is my good friend Mark Murphy. He had the legendary Landmark for 20 years, obviously right here at Lincoln Center and down in Tribeca. He's a big supporter as well. And here's what we're going to do. On Wednesday, October 7th, I know the Yankees will probably be in the playoffs, you know, that sort of thing that week. He has his gorgeous private space in Tribeca on West Broadway, block up from the Odeon so you know where it is. Here's what we're going to do. Something different. We haven't done this before. We want to engage as many people as possible, and at the same time, we'd love to make $50,000 right now, and I'm going to tell you how we're going to do it. This is going to be a multi-course wine-paired dinner in his beautiful private space, 20 couples, 40 people. I know you might be like, I don't know where I'm going to be October 7th. You're supporting this amazing organization, and for some reason, if you can't make it, you're going to give the tickets to your best friends. But we want to get 20 couples. It's $2,500 a couple. That will give us 50 grand. I went to public school in Jersey, but that's right. It will give us 50 grand. We want to sell as many as possible right now. Wednesday, October 7th, a private dinner with Chef Mark Murphy, multi-course, wine-paired, cocktails. I will be there. You're going to have the time of your life, and let's do this. So how many of you would like to raise your hand and donate $2,500? Okay. Is someone writing all this down right now? I'm looking for 20 people. Do we have a spotter here? Yes, somebody? Someone's writing something down? Okay. Number 472. Number 778. Turn your paddle around. Number 777. Number 708. Number 579. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12. Could we get some more? Up at the top. I love the top. 764. Are there a few more people right now at $2,500? We will keep promoting this. This is a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. We want number 287. Thank you. Are there a few more right now? This is the moment of truth. Number 784. Don't be shy. You're going to have the best time ever. I promise you that, and I will be there. The booze, the wine, the food. Last couple, how many are we at right now? Is that 10, 8, 9, 10? Anybody? 8. So we got 16 right there. Can we get 1 or 2 more right now? Let's get half of this sold out. Anyone else at $2,500 right now? And then we have one more bonus thing. You don't have a paddle, but you're in. Use your paddle. You could just pay for it. Number 777. Once again, big round of applause. Is that everybody right now? We got almost half the room. They are going to send everyone an email, so there's 10 spots left. As many people as you can, come and join us on October 7th. Now, here's the final thing, and thank you for your time. We are supporting No Kid Hungry, my organization of choice, an amazing organization that's raised almost $1 billion in the past 40 years to end the fight and help solve this problem of childhood hunger, because every child, especially in this country, should have enough to eat. So here's the simple math. $1 will pay for 10 meals. $10,000 gives us 10,000 meals. So we're going to take an extra minute right here. Can we get up the No Kid Hungry slide? So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to start at $5,000 right now. And then we have a really, 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 really special surprise at the $100 mark when we get there, what's in that bag. So ladies and gentlemen, I know it's a lunchtime thing. Would anyone like to go big right now and donate $5,000 to No Kid Hungry? Number 105 is at $5,000. Anyone else at $5,000 right now? Number 784, thank you. Anyone else at five? Your hand? That lady, she's fabulous. She's donating $5,000. Those are all at $5,000. Can we go to $2,500 right now? We're going to get as many people involved as possible. Anyone like to make a $2,500 donation? Don't be shy. This is the moment of truth. All right, we got $295 at $2,500, $289 at $2,500. I'm going to be here for 2 more minutes. Anyone else at $2,500? Let's do $1,000 real quick, guys. This is really, really important. Who could donate $1,000? I know half the room. Here we go. 574, 734, 749, 778, 709, 795, 772, 787, 573, and 799, and 103, and 297, and 583. Those are all at $1,000. And 788. I like you. And great. Are we having fun watching me schwitz up here? Yes? All right, last 2 asks. If you want to donate $500, don't be shy. Raise your paddle right now. Who's giving $500? 699, 774, 115, 781. I bet you love watching me call out numbers. 112, 572, 690, 477, and 488. Those are all at $500. The last ask on you, 474. Thank you. And 723. I got you. It's a $250 donation. Who wants to give $250? Put them up, put them up, put them up, put them up. 760, 657, 481, 112, 681, 734, 707, 712, 786. These 3, 750, 569, and 568, and 566, and 680. Done, and 580, and 658. Big round of applause for all those people. Podium, Mike. They gave me some gloves. I don't know why. So that was a lot of money. But here's the deal. In this bag, we were so graciously gifted we have a $3,000 Dolce & Gabbana bag. Ooh. Ah. Would someone in this room like this bag? Ladies, anybody? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this a little differently. Most of you can probably donate $100, and there is strength in numbers right now. I am not going to call out 300 numbers at $100 each. So we're going to do it a little bit differently. If you can donate $100, you're going to put your paddle in the air. The staff here is going to run around and collect all those paddles. We're going to put all those paddles in some kind of very beautiful large laundry basket, they told me. We're going to bring those paddles up to the stage. We're going to reach in and pull out one of those paddles that donated $100. And that lucky person gets this bag. How many of you can donate $100? Put your paddle up in the air. Staff, they're gonna, can everyone at the table like pass them all to one person? Every paddle that goes up will be charged $100. If like one person can collect of all the tables, the team is walking around. Keep those paddles up for your $100 donation and all the money supporting No Kid Hungry. Someone is getting this. Can someone take a photo of me holding this bag? It's my favorite thing. There's the photographer. It comes in a Corinthian leather case. It is a fancy laundry basket. Can I take that home? That's fabulous. If you are donating $100, let the staff collect your paddle, please. This is a pretty good deal. And thank you to Dolce & Gabbana for donating this to us tonight. Woo! I'm excited. Bring all those paddles up. We need like the Jeopardy music or something. In the balcony? Oh, yes. Just drop them in there. There's got to be more than that. They have multiple baskets. Are they going up on the upper level as well? I think if 300 people or 400 people give 100, we can get 30, 40 grand right now. It's a pretty good deal. If you're donating $100, make sure your paddle's up and the team is going to collect it. I think they have there's multiple baskets in the crowd. Is somebody on the upper level too? Okay, they're coming down. I think we have hundreds of paddles. Who's gonna pick the paddle out of the basket? Nance. Let's hear for Nance. We love Nance. I know, we got more. We got more paddles coming. Yeah, dig deep, Nance. Yeah, of course.
Also, coming around for all those that have donated is a special Guerlain little mini gift bag. So if that entices you to donate, get your paddles up.
Do we have them all from the upper level? Drop them all in the basket. Here comes more baskets. We have to put the little baskets into the big baskets. Anyone else last minute that wants to get your paddle in the bag that didn't do it? All right. Oh, wait, here's another bag. It's the best deal of the day. That's a well-crafted bag. Here we go. We just pulled that one. You just pulled that out. Here's the best part. Who remembers if you were 112? Really? Is it? Oh, did we do it? Okay. Glowski, that's you. 112. The Dolce & Gabbana bag is yours. Well done. That was the deal of the day. Hey, everybody, I'm Billy Harris. Thanks for helping out. I'll see you next year. Cheers.
Thank you, Billy. That was definitely fun. And by the way, whoever is here who got the trip to Nevis, it's fabulous. You'll enjoy it. So now it's time. Now it's time to present this year's awards to 4 remarkable women who will join the ranks of some very prominent prior honorees, many of whom you saw in that video, including Hillary Rodham Clinton, Estee Lauder, Gayle King, Jessica Alba, Vera Wang, Kate Hudson, Meryl Streep, me, and many, many more. Our 2026 honorees certainly exemplify what it means to be a mom and a leader, and we're thrilled to recognize them here today. Our first outstanding mother honoree is Jennifer Foyle. President and Executive Creative Director of American Eagle and Aerie. Jennifer joined AEO in 2010 to lead the Aerie brand and expanded her scope to also oversee the strategic vision and lead the day-to-day operations of American Eagle in 2020. Jen is a close personal friend. And just last week, Fortune wrote that understanding the zeitgeist and what Aerie consumers really want or might want has long been one of Jen's superpowers. She's been an instrumental force in re-envisioning the Aerie brand, focusing on positivity and confidence, something that's more important today forever, particularly for young women. But it revolutionized the intimate apparel industry and catapulted Aerie's expansion to a nearly $2 billion brand. She launched the #AerieReal movement in 2014, empowering millions of women and girls to love their real size inside and out. So please turn your attention to the screens for a special message from Jennifer's family.
Hey, Mama.
Hey, Jenny.
I just want to say how proud I am of everything that you've accomplished and how lucky I feel to call you my mom.
Hey, Niffy. I could not be more proud of you. And I'm so excited that I get to celebrate this special day with you. You are a rock star. Not only are you a rock star as your job, but I look at you and as a person who can really do it all.
You're just the most wonderful, loving, accomplished, and adventurous wife that could possibly be, and it's just great being sharing this journey with you.
You are a mom to our entire family. You keep us together like glue. We love you. I love you. Happy Mother's Day. Proud to be your sister.
We love you and happy Mother's Day.
Cheers.
So please join me in honoring Jennifer Foyle as a 2026 Outstanding Mother honoree.
Oh yeah, she had the crinkly one. She brought me the crinkly one because that's what I've been working on this morning. Mindy, you're amazing. Talk about the ultimate everything. Mindy is the ultimate everything. I really mean it. And to just the rock star mom of the year, that moment was just amazing to hear your story, struggles, and that's what we're all about. Moms struggle, and we do it all. And I have more to say during the speech, so thank you. Also, thank you to the National Mother's Day Committee, and thank you to No Kid Hungry. That's just an amazing thing. And sometimes I think that I leave my child hungry when she goes, to school, and this is more important. So thank you to the committee, and thank you to that incredible, incredible foundation. So, looking around this room, my fellow honorees, Sierra, Denise, Jill, I am so inspired by the heart, passion, and power and the work that you do with mostly your families and your side job going to work. It's a privilege to be here and stand beside you. So congratulations, please. Okay. So, okay. To be named Outstanding Mother. It's deeply humbling, especially because, as any parent knows, every morning is a chore. Sometimes you wake up at 6 a.m., your hair's a mess, you know, everything's a train wreck. You forgot to make cookies for the bake sale. You forgot to take the dogs out. Your child is missing her favorite stuffed animal that you left on a weekend away. So she's mourning over that. And your husband is, well, I'll get to that, okay? Which is actually really funny. Real time, so I'm gonna go real time, and I know I have some friends in the room that are part of the prom committee and the graduation committee that I am on because my child Maggie is graduating this year, and from high school, yeah. Okay, and why I signed up for the prom committee and the graduation committee is a whole other story, but I did. And I just wanted everyone to know in this room that I have enough party supplies to actually, I actually could have like funded every table here. I must have doubled down. I think I ordered 10 times the amount that I needed to. Not only could I create my own sidebar company, but I do have a warehouse in my home right now with party supplies for the graduation. So, Claudia, thank you for helping me through that. But I do want to say, this is definitely a portrait of modern motherhood. This is what we do every day. And Alistair, I'm just going to say to you, I probably couldn't do it without you, although I'm going to say one thing. Thank you for getting up early this morning for this big event. And second of all, this is what I said to him this morning. It's so funny. I said, Alistair, you might want to consider getting up now because I'm on my way to get my hair blown out, okay? You might want to consider. And he goes, oh, yes, I'm considering it. That's what he said to me. Okay, let's move that along, Alistair. Thank you very much. And this is true. This is true. This is a real story, and I love the word real. My team knows this. What some of you may not realize is more than 10 years ago, my daughter Maggie looked in the mirror and looked back at me and asked me, Mom, am I beautiful? And in that moment, it just made me really take a step back. And I really thought about how maybe I could use a platform or a moment to change what we do in the retail industry. And to carry on with this moment, I see some of my friends out there in my business. That conversation with Maggie began something really powerful in the company that I operate now, which is Aerie. Well, I started with Aerie, now I'm in American Eagle, which I'm proud of that as well. But it made me realize how important this is. So, long story short, we were trying to break through in the intimate apparel industry. This is an easy story to tell. And because of what I saw my daughter experience, we just had a moment. We're like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? And one day we had this creative moment where my team came to me and said, you know, do you like the marketing? What do you think? And I said, yeah, that's great. They're like, well, guess what? None of these pictures have been airbrushed, not edited. We're showing scars, we're showing patch, everything. And I said, well, now that's a moment. Because why would we ever not celebrate every human being and every woman in this business and everyone? I mean, it was such a magic moment for me, and I was really proud of that. And then it just became so much more. And could you imagine that my daughter was questioning her worth because of perfect images out there? What is perfect? What is the meaning of perfect? So, and Aerie has been, it's unbelievable what we're doing. Not only, and I'm promoting my business right now, I've realized. So I'm gonna stop on that. I'm gonna take a pause. But it is so much more. We are a $2 billion business, but on something that was real. And it was something that meant more. And I encourage everyone, and the moms in the room and the business owners in the room, like, do something because it means something, because it will change what you do every day. So, I'm moving on. That conversation with Maggie is why my team and I are here, and Aerie's brand's promise keeps on moving on. Now, we're actually kind of the anti-AI, which I think is just a powerful movement. If anyone saw Sting's interview the other day on the morning show, it was powerful. It talks about community. It talks about that AI is here, but we can do what we want with AI, and I think that's another moment. But I'm going on from there, so let's move on. Maggie, that moment changed everything, probably most everything I did in my life when you said that, but also just being your mom. It's been a lot of work. She's not shy. No, I just, every day watching you grow up and just seeing you blossom, and you're gonna graduate this year, and I hope I don't cry. Okay, so next moment. Walking out to Lady Gaga's Born This Way totally felt incredibly full circle. I am gonna say I listened to the entire Lady Gaga video, and there's a moment in the beginning that I was a little nervous about. I was like, okay, we don't need to talk about embryos, even though I had about 500 to have my child. But Gaga went to Sacred Heart, and I have some Sacred Heart friends here, the same school that Maggie actually attends. And that anthem is a celebration of self-love and radical acceptance. And the very things Maggie taught me when she looked in that mirror. She helped me realize that our greatest responsibility, both as mothers and as leaders, is to empower each other and to be exactly who we were born to be. Maggie, you're my inspiration to the whole world, and thank you for making me your mother. And I love you. Okay, I can't leave this stage, and this is when I might, Mindy, Kleenex. I can't leave the stage without acknowledging my own mother, Pauline McGinnis Foyle, who Maggie shares a middle name with. She was a trailblazer. She began a retail career at the very bottom, and I'm talking very bottom, using her feet instead of her desk. She worked her way up to the boardroom where men had most seats at the table. And it really is true that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I'm kidding. And a good friend of mine at work and a dear friend always says, Jen, chickens don't have ducks. But I have a couple stories. My mom was hilarious, and I'll be brief on this one. I grew up on a very small island, 200 people on this island year-round, so you do the math. And talk about watching a mother multitask. And I was probably 7 or 8, same time Maggie looked in that mirror. And my mom was running around. I was alone I have older brothers and sisters. And I looked up at my mom. I was trying to close her down. Like, Mom, I just want to tell you something. And she said, what? And I said, you know, Mom, I just want to tell you who I'm going to marry. And she said, who, Jen? And I said, I'm going to marry my brother, Tom. And she looked at me, her faith, literally, she went, it was like Lucille Ball moment. And that night at the dinner table, we also had, my brother Tom's here, by the way, and he is single. So if anyone in this room, he's here, okay. And we all sat around at the dinner table. And that night she looked at my dad, Richard, Dick. She said, Dick. When she said Dick, she was serious. She goes, we're moving, okay? We are moving, and we're leaving this island. And a year later, we moved, and my mom became one of the #1 real estate agents in Connecticut. Not kidding. So that's a moment to be proud of. And lastly, my sister's here because she surprised me today, so she wasn't included in my speech, but now you are. Any of those who are in this room as a teacher, you should actually know that what teachers do every day, they're mothers too. And what she's done for 4th grade boys every day of her life is truly amazing. So thank you, Sue, for coming. Okay, onward and upward. Look, this is it's an amazing day, and I really appreciate everyone. And I do want to say one last moment about my mom. When my mom passed, I kept on going back and forth to Connecticut. And one thing she told me, and I also have Sjogren's syndrome like my mother, by the way. My mouth gets dry, so that's another problem, but thank God I inherited it, because I'm lucky that came through. some kind of genetics that I think is okay, because it reminds me of my mom every day. But she told me, it's my last conversation with her, and I said, Mom, what do you think about life? I need a life lesson so I can take it and pass it on to my family. And she said, you know what, Jenny? Life's available. That's what she said. So as I think about everything I do every day, whether it's work, I have a lot of passion at work. I appreciate everyone here who deals with that every day. And to the moms in the room, and to Giselle, these stories are amazing. life is available, and we should all just not take it for granted. So thank you. And thank you again for this recognition. Thank you to my family and friends who are here and my AEO team. And let's continue to champion moms. Let's do that. Yeah.
I love the stories. I think everybody has such individuality in expressing what this meaning is. So for our next outstanding mother honoree is Denise Majid. Chief Merchant at Bloomingdale's. Denise leads the strategic direction and performance of all merchandising initiatives. She's responsible for building and enhancing brand partnerships, expanding the product assortment and brand matrix, and driving the future growth of the Bloomingdale's business. Denise joined Bloomingdale's in 2019 as General Merchandise Manager of Ready to Wear for Bloomingdale's.com and concessions, later expanding her scope to include outfits and center core before being promoted to Chief Merchant. And as you can see, they have been killing it. So now let's hear from Denise's family.
Hi, Mom. I can't think of a single person who deserves this award more than you. What you've been able to accomplish professionally is truly amazing, while being a perfect mother. Congratulations on your award. Love you.
Hi, Mom. Congratulations on this award. I truly couldn't think of anyone more deserving than you. Thank you for serving as one of my biggest inspirations and role models in life and being the best mom ever. Congratulations.
To my incredible wife, I'm so glad that you're being honored for something that we get to witness every single day. You are a rock star in the fashion world and somehow come home and play that same role as mom. Our kids feel so amazingly loved and cared for, and I know that's going to stick with them for the rest of their life. Congratulations on this award. It is so well deserved. We love you and can't wait to see what your rock star superpowers do next. Love you.
Thank you so much. I feel so honored to be here today. If you had asked my kids, though, I don't think outstanding would have been the word that they used. They would have come up with some other O's, overprotective, overreactive, overbearing. But you didn't ask them, so thank you very much. When I imagined becoming a mother, I always knew that I wanted 2 kids. I just didn't know I was going to get them at the same time. Twins. Which turns out is a very fast education in multitasking, but also the greatest gift of my life. Thank you to the National Mother's Day Council for this incredible honor. I've been fortunate to receive recognition in my career, but this one is something entirely different. This one is very personal. Congratulations to my fellow honorees, Sierra, Jennifer, and Jill. It's so special to be recognized alongside you. To everyone in this room, my family, my Bloomingdale's family, my Macy's family, my brand partners, my mentors, and my friends, thank you. Not just for being here, but for supporting this effort and helping raise funds for such an important cause. I feel incredibly lucky to be part of an industry and a community that shows up the way you all do. So I come from a long line of women who, let's just say, quietly ran the show. My grandmother, who never learned to read or write her own name, she used to have to sign everything with an X, was the strongest person that I've ever known. She raised 4 children, lived through incredible hardships, but still managed to take care of everyone around her. My mother, who is here today, immigrated to this country as a teenager, and she left school to support her family, and she became a seamstress, which in many ways was the beginning of my love for fashion. But more than anything, my mom showed up. She was at every game, every recital, every moment. She made sure that I had the opportunities that she never had. And because of her, I became the first in my immediate family to graduate from college. And there she was at the bus stop every morning with the car running so that I would never have to stand in the cold, which as a mother now I realize is a very high bar to live up to. So fast forward to me trying to follow in her footsteps while also building a career. I thought I could do it all, be the perfect mom, the perfect executive, make all the baby food from scratch, never miss a meeting, be the class parent. Basically, a completely unrealistic version of myself. And then I got some of the best advice I've ever received. You can absolutely have it all, but you do not have to do it all. And another mentor in this industry told me, build my team at home the same way you do at work. Surround yourself with great people, trust them, and don't do it alone. So I did. And the phrase is really true. It takes a village that includes incredible caregivers, teachers, family, and a husband who manages to keep everything running smoothly even when I'm not there. Because the reality is you can't be everywhere all the time, and I definitely wasn't. And there were moments, you know, like the kids showing up in pajamas on a day that clearly was not pajama day, or sitting in the nosebleed sections of every dance recital, because if you're a Manhattan mom, you know those tickets go on sale at a very exact moment, and if you are not logged in, a few minutes later, those tickets are gone. And inevitably, I'm always in a meeting trying to sneak my phone without anybody else noticing. But what I've learned is it's not about being perfect. It's about being present when it matters most. Those are the moments that they remember. My kids, Gemma and Luca, are my everything. Gemma is fearless, whether she's dancing, public speaking, or asking questions that keeps everyone on their toes. She shows up with an incredible confidence that I definitely did not have at that age. Luca is already thinking like an entrepreneur. He's got his first job at 14, he's coming up with business ideas, and has already started building his own investment portfolio. They are kind, they're driven, and they're curious, and they're significantly cooler than I am. And if there's one thing I hope that they take from me, it's this. Find meaningful work that you love, work hard, be passionate, and believe in yourself even when you're not sure you're ready. And as much joy as motherhood brings, it also gives you a very different perspective. Today, in a country with so much abundance, there are still children who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Across this country, 1 in 5 children faces hunger. That's nearly 14 million kids. And behind every one of those numbers is a mother lying awake at night wondering how she's going to stretch one meal into 2, how to make sure her child has enough even if she has to go without. No mother should have to live with those kinds of choices, but far too many still do. And that's why the work of No Kid Hungry means so much. Because when children have the nourishment they need, everything changes. They can focus, they can learn, they can grow, and they can dream even bigger. And when we support children and families, the impact goes far beyond one home. It strengthens entire communities. So to everyone in this room who supported me, but more importantly, supported this mission, thank you. You are helping make a real difference for so many families. To my husband, Misha, my partner of 29 years, who has always believed in me, supported every schedule, every challenge, I could not do this without you. To my mom, everything I am is because of you. And to Gemma and Luca, you are the center of my universe, my greatest joy, and without question, my proudest achievement. Being a mother is the most important job I will ever have. It's not always perfect, it is often messy, but it is without question the most meaningful role of my life. So thank you, and happy Mother's Day to all.
It was beautiful. Our next honoree is Jill Hazel Baker, Chief Marketing Officer and Senior Vice President, Communications and Public Policy at Uber. As one of the most influential women in technology, Jill Hazelbaker has built a career at the intersection of technology, politics, and public trust. At Uber, she shapes how one of the world's most visible companies shows up around the globe. Before Uber, she led communications and policy at Snap Inc. and Google in Europe, and earlier served as chief spokesperson for Mayor Michael Bloomberg and Senator John McCain during his last presidential campaign. And now a word from Jill's family.
I'm so proud of my mom for winning this award. I love her so much. I love my mom because she never gives up on me.
Thank you so much, Mindy, and to the entire committee and my fellow honorees. I'll be honest, when I found out I was getting this award, my first thought was, am I a good enough mom? I think we all wonder that sometimes. From the outside, I know what my life looks like. Senior executive at a large technology company, loving husband, 3 beautiful children, and a golden retriever who thinks that she's one of them. But 3 years ago, my husband and I were completely engulfed by a crisis, and we didn't have a single answer. At the time, our oldest daughter, Ava, was in kindergarten. She was bright, curious, and creative. But the whole language thing just wasn't sticking. And as someone who communicates for a living, that was pretty jarring. We eventually learned that Ava has a speech and language disorder and something called double deficit dyslexia, which is really just a fancy way of saying that she was going to have a very hard time learning how to read. We also learned that almost every school that was best equipped to help her was based on the East Coast, which was a problem because at the time we were living in San Francisco. When I think back to that period, there's a moment that I keep coming back to. Ava was smart enough to know that she was different and aware enough to try to hide it. Instead of saying, I'm going to see my speech therapist, she would say, I have a meeting, probably because she had heard me say it so frequently. But she couldn't hide everything. One day I was sitting in my office at Uber when I received a video of Ava's classroom. All of the children were sitting in a half circle on the rug, reading their little books. And Ava was the only child with a partner. I could see her mouthing the words, and I knew that she was faking it, trying to participate. I went home that evening and I said to my husband, I know that we just moved into this house, but we're leaving. Then I sat down with Dara, my boss, and Uber's chief executive. I said to him that I didn't expect him to reorient my job around my life, that I was grateful for everything, but that I needed to do what was best for my family. He was extraordinary about it. And in that moment, he said exactly what I needed to hear. He said, you're a great executive, you're a great mother, and I think we can work it out so that you can be both. But even if he hadn't been so extraordinary, I would have put my kids first 1,000,000 times over, because that's what motherhood means to me. And I know exactly where I learned it. 22 years ago, I arrived in New York City with my mother, who is here with me today. I had just landed my first real job and we spent days searching for an apartment, which, as you all know, in New York City is an absolute nightmare. When we finally found one, I somehow convinced my mother to take a bus with me to the IKEA in Newark, and we spent the weekend furnishing all 370 square feet of it. I stored my sweaters in the oven because in those days I had no other use for it. And then on Monday morning, I walked out the door thinking that I was starting a new job when I was actually starting a new life. One that has led me here to rooms of or hundreds of incredible women supporting such an incredible cause. My mom always did whatever it took. She was totally committed to me and my brother Ryan. And that example of complete commitment is one that I try to carry forward in my own family. Eventually, we got Ava into a school in Washington, D.C., one of the best schools in the country for kids who have complicated profiles like hers. But the doubts were still there. Ava didn't really understand why we had to move, and her siblings weren't thrilled about it either. We all missed our friends and our life in the Bay Area. For a while, I couldn't even look at the screensaver images of San Francisco on my Apple TV without tearing up. But then slowly, it got better. The school is amazing, and all of the parents there are in the same boat. And eventually, my Ava learned to read. One morning, I was driving her to school, and she said to me, "Mom, I've been climbing the Reading Mountain, and that Reading Mountain, it's Mount Everest. Am I gonna have to climb a math mountain next?" We all have this picture in our head of what motherhood is going to be like. We try to make everything line up with that vision. And sometimes we even succeed, at least for a little while. But every mom in this room is climbing a mountain for her child, even if it's invisible. What gets us through and what unites us is the fact that we will do whatever it takes for our kids, no matter our circumstances, no matter how big or small, every single day. That instinct, I think, is what sets moms apart. And to me, that whatever it takes mindset is really what we're celebrating here today. So cheers to all of my fellow honorees, to all of you, to my mother. And thank you so much for this incredible honor.
So, our next and final honoree is Sierra. Sierra is a multi-platinum, Grammy-winning global superstar, acclaimed singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and cultural icon who continues to shape music, culture, and beyond. With a career spanning over 21 years, she has sold more than 23 million albums, 30 million singles, amassed over 8.5 billion streams worldwide, including 5.6 billion in the US, and she's delivered anthems that help shape a generation. I also am thrilled that I've been able to develop a personal friendship with Sierra, because when I was at Weight Watchers, she was one of our incredible ambassadors right after welcoming her third child. She was not only an incredible ambassador, but like every woman we are honoring today, she is an even more incredible mom. Whether she's on the tour or on the stage, there is no doubt that her family always comes first, and she balances it all with grace. So let's now hear from her family.
Mom, we just wanted to shout you out. You are truly the most outstanding mother in the world. We have one thing each that we want to say about you. What makes you the special, most outstanding mom? Future.
So I want to say to you, Mom, that you're the best because you come
all of my sport events.
Cece?
You're there for me when I need you, and when I want you to pick me up at school, you're usually there. I love Mommy, but she loves me, and she gives me so many hugs that I want.
Okay, Amora, why do you love Mommy? You love Mommy because Mommy's Mommy. Okay, great. Mom, we love you because you are the best, most outstanding mother. You do everything for us and more. And we're just so grateful for who you are. And thank you for these beautiful children that you've given me. Love you, Mom.
Love you.
Most outstanding mother.
Love you.
That video is so sweet. Man, I feel so blessed. And Mindy, I just want to say thank you for being the force that you have been in my life. You are an incredible woman, human, and mother, and you always reach out to me and you always think about me. And I will always remind you of this because that means a lot to young women like myself. To have people like you that care and actually think about them in the way that you do. And so I think my mom ecosystem is stronger because of women like you. So thank you so much. I'm gonna raise this up. Thank you all so much for this incredible honor. I am deeply grateful to be standing here alongside so many inspiring women. When people talk about an outstanding mom, I think of everyday moments that don't make it onto stages like this. The early mornings, the late night talks, the endless school and sporting events, the prayers whispered when no one else is listening. That is where motherhood really lives. I am so blessed with 4 incredible children, Future, Sienna, Wynn, and Amora, who teach me far more than I could ever teach them. They've shown me patience, resilience, and how to laugh even on the hardest, longest days. Everything I do, every decision I make is rooted in my love for them and my hope that they grow up knowing exactly who they are and what they're capable of and how deeply they are loved. I am so thankful to have my wonderful husband, Russell, to stand beside me through the chaos and the beauty of this life we're building. None of this would be possible without your support, your strength, and your unwavering faith and belief in our family. We are both our strongest team, our strongest as a team. In the busiest seasons of my career in motherhood, my family and my faith are what remind me to stay grounded, to lead with grace, and to trust that I'm never walking this path alone. Balancing a career and family isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, and again, with love and intention. Some days I get it right, and some days I don't. But every day I am there trying. This award may have my name on it, but it belongs to my family. They are my greatest accomplishment, my biggest challenge, and my greatest joy. And to every mom in this room, I want to share something with you that really helped me on a day where I felt so overwhelmed with work life, and mom life. Sometimes when we are here in these mama streets, being an Uber driver, taking your child from event to event, being a nurse, helping when your child when they're under the weather, and being a referee, interceding when they think that it's WWE time, being a therapist, answering every school email, and doing literally all the little and big tasks that come along with our precious little ones. While it may be overwhelming at times, I've had to say to myself, it is a blessing to be driven crazy like this. And here's a line that I say to myself that brings me peace. I say, you ain't stressed out, you are blessed out. Being a mom is the greatest gift on earth. So happy Mother's Day to all of you amazing women in the room. And I want to give a huge thank you to the National Mother's Day Council for seeing and celebrating mothers not just for what we do, but for the love that drives us every single day. Thank you so much.
So I'm going to ask Nance to come back up.
Okay, and so, first of all, thank you to all the moms. You are amazing, continuing to inspire us. Thank you to Mindy. Mindy, we have something special as a token of our appreciation that's on its way to you. And we didn't do too bad on time, even with all the delays. So anyone who knows me knows I'm like, we got to stay on time. So just a couple reminders before you leave. We're going to keep the silent auction open until the end of day on Sunday. So for those of you that have been eyeing things, get your final bids. We are going to add the private dinner with Chef Mark Murphy. So if you have the opportunity to, we still have 10 spots open. Don't forget your gift bag on the way out. And also, the Uber Eats truck has the complimentary bouquets. And the one thing that we wanted to mention about Uber that we think is super important is that they now have women preference. So as you know, you're looking for drivers, you can select a woman's preference on there, which I think is super important, especially for my lovely ladies that are coming home late at night. And so lastly, I just want to thank everyone for coming. Again, congratulations and happy Mother's Day, and I appreciate you all. Thank you.